Welcome to Outback Outdoors. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.
Listen up, I've rode through howling hell and wind and snow and rain. I am oblivious to misery and pain, and that iron in your gizzard, it will never go away. So long as you got work to do today, and there's a monster on your back, son, get your guts up off the trail. We got a job to do, and I promise we won't fail. One day you'll learn your scars and all the fearlessness you lack. Don't worry about that ornery Charlie bull. The monster's on your back. There's a monster on your back.
What do we always do when we travel?
Gotta sight in the bows.
We gotta shoot our bows. Adam's coming in tomorrow night. We get a chance to hunt tomorrow, then he'll come in, but we brought our Go Light.
That thing lights up the world, so.
Look at that, huh? So we're gonna shoot our bow just to see where we hit. You know, it's fun to play with them, and then we'll switch out to regular knocks for the hunt in the morning.
And since we're shooting, you know, we could get on something first thing in the morning. We don't have much of a choice but to make sure our bows are on, so we'll shoot at night.
That's right, well, let's do it.
That nice whitetail buck we were watching down in the bottom of that wash was pushing a doe around. They both got up and he pushed her over into another corn stubble field. She bedded down, he bedded next to her. So we're gonna work our way down this winter wheat. You know, it's just barren out here. We'll get as close to them as we can, right to the edge of the cut corn. Trevon will have the decoy in case he needs to stop them or even entice. We don't know what's gonna happen because they're, you know, they're moving all day, so they might not bed for very long. So we'll just work our way down the winter wheat and see what we can see once we peek over. Creep in like that. I think they gotta be just on the backside of this little roll.
Across her feet in a tussle. When to hang on.
They gotta be right over in here. We just gotta find his tines.
You are a modern contradiction. You hold to the ways of yesterday. You woolly buckaroo.
Eastern Colorado has a very different magic to it, and it's a totally different type of country than what I'm used to hunting in the West. Out here in the farmland of Eastern Colorado, it's flat. It's very challenging. Being flat with little cover, you've got to change your tactics and change the way you hunt a little bit.
I see obedience in her eye.
We've got this buck bedded at about 80 yards, 82, something like that. It's kind of hard to tell in this corn. Just over this swell, and he's looking straight at us. Now we gotta figure out what to do. Now comes the chest match.
Jingle bobs are singing out of tune. Just you and her until the sun sets here upon the far Hawaii moon. You are a modern contradiction. You hold to the ways of yesterday. You woolly buckaroo, I wish I was you. You say all there is to say with a whisper. Show me the ways of horsemen, rope halter, snaffle, and boselle.
Trevon, Grady, and I getting in this 18-inch, cut corn. Right in on that whitetail buck and the doe. Oh, that was awesome.
This segment brought to you by Hamsky Archery. Maximize your accuracy.
So when I think of this hunt, I think of an opportunity to step back in time, and especially with the bow in your hand. And I look forward to it every year because of the challenge. You're not sitting in a tree stand. You're not calling them. They're not bugling over the hill. You're glassing them from miles away, figuring out in a flat field how to get up to within bow range. So it's the challenge to me, mixed with just the people, the country, the sunsets, the sunrises. Everything out here is big, wide open, and beautiful. Had him there at 46 and he stepped behind the decoy.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't have shot him, but I wanted to see, he's 18 yards.
I know, I think I've definitely got 20 yards.
And I'm like, he's looking right at me. I wonder if I can get the full draw on him. And of course, I figured he'd blow out, but I didn't think, he stopped at like 35.
Yeah.
And then he stopped at like 45.
That close, and he's sitting there,
Yeah,
licking.
tail's twitching. That was cool. Yeah, let's go find a bigger buck who has that same attitude.
Let's do it.
This is fun. Heading back to the truck. Another buck stands up. Don't really know how good he is. Gonna see if we can move up a couple rows, let him settle down, and then move in. We've got good cover, so see what we can do.
Slide the decoy to the left a little more. There you go. That covers me.
need you to move. Dave, I need you to move. I can't hold it anymore. I gotta let it. I couldn't hold it anymore. I couldn't see him. Dude,
Why are you yelling at me? I'll just see
I never saw him. I needed you to shift to the
That's what I
right.
said.
You said draw, and
I
then
said, can you see him? You said yes.
No, I said no. I couldn't see him, and I couldn't hold the draw any longer.
I think the guy with the bow needs to be able to get a visual, even if it's just like right behind here, because
Well, that's what I
can't
thought.
direct.
I thought he was coming to the left.
You kept leaning left, and the deer was.
Right.
I said he's coming right at us.
Okay.
I didn't say he's.
And when I looked up and saw him 60 yards, he was quartering this way.
Yeah, he was going
Coming
like this
right.
and doing.
Okay. Well,
But when you asked, I said he's coming right at us.
I just need. Okay. Just communicate. He's on your right side. He's coming to the right. He's coming to the left. I thought the whole time he was coming to the left. Apparently. Then
I thought you
couldn't
were
see
still
him.
watching him.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. But I wasn't. So I came to full draw, and here I am like a silly guy on this side of the decoy, and he walks right by us on the right side. And so, case in point, I guess, is what? Communication.
That you should pay more attention.
This segment brought to you by Hoyt. Get serious, get Hoyt.
Eastern Colorado, these spot and stalk hunts are pretty special. I've been fortunate enough to be hunting out here in these late seasons in Eastern Colorado for going on 20 years now. It's a challenging hunt, but it's nice. You can see a lot of game. For me, the Eastern Colorado hunt, it's just the opportunity to keep hunting. You can come out here, you know, during the holiday season and still hunt, still get the bows out and belly crawl after these deer. Well, I've been watching this buck with a, it's either a horned doe or a buck that doesn't sure what he's got going on. But he's acting like he's got a doe pinned down, but the doe that's pinned down has got antlers. But he's a nice buck.
He's a
real nice buck. The decoys yesterday were working great to, cover our approach and also to draw these deer in. We'll worked on small whitetails. We'll see if we can do the same thing on this big muley. Let's give it a try. It's gonna be a tough approach to kind of bed it on top of a ridge, but we'll give it our best. See what happens.
And get set up about 100 yards so we can just set and be ready, and then they can move in the rest of the way. Hopefully it works. We've got a pretty good wind to keep the corn rustling. That'll cover our movements. I moved off to the right with the decoy and got the deer to stand. Adam came to full draw, and his lower limb hit his knee. The buck was 50 yards away. Adam can nail a tack at 50 yards. We kept the decoys up, and for probably an hour, they sat there looking at us and just kind of walking back and forth. positioned again, and Adam's on a final approach. And hopefully they'll stand up pretty soon for their evening, and he'll get a shot, keeping that lower limb away from his knee.
When he raised up, I got a range, I got him on his butt, 55. And then he was right on, looking right at us, obviously. I was hoping he's just gonna slowly churn, but he just bolted.
I told Trevon, I said, shoot the eunuch, shoot the eunuch.
The horned doe.
Yeah, it's got its own velvet. It's just so hard to get a solid range. Dang it.
Well, you got on those bucks twice in 200 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great stalk. One of those marathon stalks that we love to do out here.
What a great experience.
Yeah.
That was a good day. It was a long day.
It was a long day.
You know, how long did it take us to go from here to that
All day,
end of the road?
probably 6 hours.
On our bellies.
Yeah.
This segment brought to you by Gold Tip, the toughest arrow you'll ever shoot.
There's a whitetail buck on the horizon, and we don't know how big he is, but we're gonna play a little bit, see if we can get him to cooperate. Adam was ranging him under the decoy. And then when he started coming around, then Adam's, we were like, okay, I'm gonna go to full draw. I set my, I've got the Tommy hog, so I set it for my range, which was, we're trying to find my arrow now, make sure I missed him, but I think I shot over him. Because he ended up being about 10 yards closer when I really had a good shot.
Every time he thinks a monster.
These deer are about 150 yards right over the swale. They're bedded 10 yards off the side of this road. We don't have much cover. So we're just gonna use our impromptu cover and try to slide in on these deer, see if it works. Give it a go.
And all the fearlessness you lack. Don't worry about the things that you can't see. The monster's on your back. Now hear this. I've rode through howling hell and wind and snow and rain. I am oblivious to misery and pain. And that iron in your gizzard, it will never go away. So long as you got work to do today. And there's a monster on your back, son, get your guts up off the trail. We got a job to do, and I promise we won't fail. One day you'll learn your scars and all the fearlessness you lack. Don't worry about that ornery Charlie bull. The monster's on your back.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
It says a lot for just moving slow.
Moving like a deer does. I got the range, 45 yards. All I did is I just scooted out so I could shoot over Dave's shoulder. One of those does didn't like that.
They started working right towards us.
They were curious. I think, I wonder if that buck isn't, I mean, it was a pretty realistic situation, like a buck, chousing the doe.
Fighting now was born to this here land.
Let's just hope he can close the distance. And I can get drawn and make the shot. Everybody be happy.
The monster's on your back. There's a monster on your back.
Trev. Yeah, buddy.
Look at this dude.
Great.
That is a great whitetail.
Great whitetail anywhere you go.
Anywhere you go. And we did it in open country
There's nowhere to really set a tree stand out here.
with spot and stalk / decoy. Guys working together as a team. Congratulations, Trevon.
Congratulations.
I'm stoked.
Thanks for watching Outback Outdoors. We encourage you to comment below, and as always, like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.